Hi, I'm Simi Pola. It is 9 a.m. on the submission morning, so I'm going to try and run through this as fast as I can. Um, this is the Health Tracker Pro app, and basically, I think I'm just going to start from the top and just run through any like new features that I've kind of added. And so this is Codata to check like code quality. It's a workflow, GitHub action, separate to my main uh YAML file that has like the documentation, the tests and stuff in it, and then like there's the build as well. Then down to the Javelin config, and the the next thing is the role-based access. This is like kind of where it begins. And I've got two roles. It's logged in and then anyone as well. So these are them logged in and anyone. Um, the what's the authentication only really checks username. So in Vue, I kind of have it so that it asks for the username and the password, and you need to put in the username and the password. But that's just Vue. This actually is only checking the username to authenticate. Then down here is the endpoints, the Vue components there, endpoints. So here is just the roles on the end of them tacked on. So then you've got homepage, anyone can view the homepage, anyone can view the user overview because that's where you add users and that's where you log in. And then after that, like to use view the user profile or to use view the mood overview, sleep overview, any of those you need sorry, any of those you need to be logged in. I had thought that I could go, oh, you don't need to be logged in. Like I thought that if I put that there, that those are the endpoints that you get to via the nav bar. So I thought that if you put that there, sure, then no one's going to get to the activity profile. But then I realized, okay, you could kind of do that in like the URL or something. But via the nav bar, you can't get to activity profile or something if you're not logged in. So I figured I'd just leave it at that so that it made it easier for when I was testing. Um, I didn't have to log in every time. Uh, Then these are just my controllers. Nothing too crazy going on here. I had added all these extra functions and then realized that I was not going to need them. So I've got things like delete users, moods by activity ID and all that, but never used them for anything. Is there anything interesting about these? I think the only thing interesting about these is that just to show that like some of my fields are nullable. So you don't have to like let's say you have an activity ID, you don't have this is like for moods, let's say. And if you're adding a mood, you might want to add a mood after an activity. So you might want to add the activity ID, but then you might not want to add a mood after an activity ID. So then you might not want to add the activity ID. So you don't have to add the activity ID. And that's all there really is to that. Um, what else have we got? We've got lovely KDoc everywhere, describing everything that's going on. Don't think there's anything particularly too interesting going on in those, uh, or those. So then we move on to the validator, and this is to validate the this is to validate all the classes and stuff and the DLs just so like you've got this is a valid user, so like if the username is blank, it returns false. You can't as an account if there's no username. If it's not a valid password, a valid email, and it's basically just they all follow the same format really. So like if your mood rating is not in 1 to 10, if the mood time is what's it called? If it's after right now, return false, so it can't be a time in the future. Um, See, I wrote this down for myself because this confuses me every time I get to it, just because of the is after and then return false. I don't know why I read that sentence and I don't see return false. Every time I see is after, and then I'm going, no, it's not supposed to be is after, it's supposed to be is before. It is supposed to be is after. Returns true otherwise. And then yeah, basically the same going down. I've got like a list of light sleep, deep sleep, REM sleep, and if it's not in that list, returns false. Um, yeah, that's basically it. And then we got all the way down here to the tests, and uh, yeah, we got like tests for all of our controllers, got tests for our DAOs, got fixtures that has all the testing data, and then I use Jacoco to run my tests. So if I look in my target in this here, pop that open for a second. Ta-da! We've got a code coverage website. Uh, so this is like the DAOs. It's got 100% coverage for those. Then controllers, I think it's 79% overall, or 85, 87% overall, which um maybe we could have spent less time on those and more time on view. Um, but I didn't, and here we are. And then if I stop running, maybe I can show the Docker as well. And Docker. And there's a GitHub action workflow situation going on for this. So this produces that produces an artifact, but this is just doing it manually. So that can take a look at the um, website, which is nice and populated. Then returning back, we've got just last thing in here is the view components. So here is like a user overview page. Um, we've got like user profile, user sleep overview. These are just like the um little sections on the bottom. Then see all all my features um and I done some really cool stuff with forms and buttons and this and that and the other. And then here's where it all turns upside down on me because again, it's 10 past 9 now on submission morning, and just as I was like about to sit down, get ready to record this video, I went to test and just add a couple of uh users to the app so that it would, be quick doing this, and um I have somehow managed to break the thing uh today. So uh what's it called? I can't, but basically all my buttons, like my add buttons, just refuse to work. So it's gonna be a little bit harder to show what was going on. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Couldn't figure it out before starting, and I figured I had to start. So basically the add buttons right now, maybe I might be able to get done if I get this video finished up quick enough and get off, but as of right now, the add buttons do not add, but I can still add via Postman, so that's how I'm going to go about it to just showcase what's going on in the app. So this is the login page. Maybe I can start from the start. So I'm going to use localhost to show off the login because I didn't add a log out button, and so when you find yourself logged in, like on the hosted site, you log in, you can't log out, and it like as long as you don't clear your cache, I guess you stay logged in. So I'm not actually able to show it on this, but here is the home page. This is the footer, like that's just in the layout. It's totally static. It doesn't do anything at all, but it's just makes it look nice, doesn't it? Um, Welcome to Health Tracker Pro. Take control of your well-being one day at a time, etc., etc. And so here is my user overview page. And so basically, I'll go to localhost just to show it. But like, if you were to click login, it would tell you to create an account. Um, I thought that that button was broken as well for a second there. I was going to start crying. But basically, you can fill out this form, and this time, 3 hours ago, it worked. Um, Now it doesn't. These are just a few form things. So like a number picker, instead of typing in the number, drop down for the gender, number picker for weight as well. That goes up in increments of zero point 0.5. So that like doesn't, you know, have to be kind of one or the other. Um, and then add a goal. And then you would press the create your account button and your account would be created. And again, this time 3 hours ago, that's what would happen. And I don't know what I did in the meantime that has changed that, but here we are. Um, the so basically, I'm gonna add a user via Postman just to guys, what's going on? Oh, it's still on Docker. Um, there we go. User via Postman just to show off the login. So if I want to go into activities, let's say it says log in, please, and I say, uh, and now I'm into activities and I'm into sleep and into mood and can kind of nav around. So I'll go back to this one to show off the rest, I think. Um, so these are just essentially just lists of see, I don't know what's going on there. Like it literally worked this time, like this time yesterday, earlier this morning. Um, I can't explain what's happened there. Um, I can try out of sleep to see. And I think I made a mistake with the sleeps because this is also meant to be a drop down list, and I think it's a drop down list when you update, but it's not a drop down list when you add. Let's see, I'll just add them in Postman so that so added no added deep add sleep in the remote. User 24 is Paul. Show there. Is user 24 Paul? Maybe not. Let's find out. Yeah, user ID 24 Paul. Oh, that was an activity, not a sleep. So user 24, and there's your sleep. Oh, okay, this still works. Thank goodness. Here you can update your sleeps. I guess I'll just show you these ones because some of them I don't know what has gone on with them. I think it's a problem with the app layout. I was getting before I decided I couldn't spend any more time on it. I was getting an error up there in the app layout in some of them, and I thought that it said that it wasn't found or something. So I'm thinking that that might be the issue, but like again, I can't be sure. Um, the this is like the profile. Um, this is to add sleep stages, and this is kind of cool. So let's say you want to add like a deep sleep, it adds it as a badge up here, and then you can delete from there. Um, I think it's quite cute. And then if you go into moods, this is also quite cool. So I've added some analytics. This is what I was doing this morning, which I think broke everything else. But basically, so you can add, you've got your list items of your moods, and then this is a graph that will tell you like what your like mood rating is over time. So this is a 6, and then this is a 10. So shoop all the way up the graph. Um, you had to install, what is it called? You had to install another thing for this. Where is it? It's in the app layout. Not the layout.html. Um, track.js to do that. So I found like a really, really good example that really just kind of like held your hand and walked you through it. So I think it's this one here, actually. Yeah, it was really handy. This and like I think there was two or three that kind of joined together, but this was the main one to figure out how to do that. Um, yeah, that's my favorite part for moods as well. You can do the same thing when you're adding, no, when you're viewing one, trying to edit one with emotions. So if you add an emotion, happy, um, and I'm clicking enter. This doesn't have click enter for a click functionality. You gotta click the add button. But anyway, so there's happy, and then if you add more, they just show up along the top. Yeah, see, sad, and they're just like little badges up there. Um, it's got a logo, little logo on the side. That's from my final year project. I was like, gotta reuse those. Um, the activities page is not doing what the activities page is meant to do. It is not adding, but it is what it is. Um, you can delete them. You can update them, but I think I'm kind of running out of time. I'm not sure how long this video is. Um, yeah, I think the just the add buttons being broken has totally thrown me off for making this video, but everything actually does work. Well, not right now, but like it does generally, like like the add it's the add something's going on with this page I've done that's stopping the add button from working, and then I've done something to the activities overview or the activity profile page as well because that's just not showing. I don't know what I did there, but apart from that, I think everything else displays that kind of way. So like here's my user profile page, and there's little buttons for these. So track your mood list, sleep list, etc. Um, you can't update them. sleeps, you're supposed to be able to update. That is to say that, like, when you update these, your duration gets calculated. Mm, those can't be the same. I guess the problem with using user ID for things is that you forget the user ID that you're using. So updating that will be it says the sleep is updated, but that's an activity, not sleep. Why do I keep going to activities? Yeah, I added the sleep duration in there, so the duration was 4 hours. But I think I'm gonna end this video now. Um, thank you for listening. This has been all over the place. I apologize. Thanks. Um, Happy New Year. Bye.